You could call me a poet, but that's not all I am. I'll sing you a song with a big bad band. I'll give you brain tingles and twitchy fingers while the questions bloom out my mouth. I'll teach while I learn about this lion city where I come from. It's always new to me.
Dah makan belum?
Sabre. Have you eaten yet?
吃饱了吗?
Dah makan belum?
Sabre.
That's how Singaporeans greet each other. And it's one of the best ways to celebrate our heritage, through our food.
From a savory pie that's almost vanished into history, to unique traditional Malay kueh, and a modern take on a beloved Singaporean dish that looks nothing like the real thing, but tastes exactly like it. I find out how stories of Singapore are told through what we eat. Like nasi biryani, lip-smacking, finger-licking flavors, I love it. There's mutton, chicken, fish, vegetarian, prawn, lamb, so many types, so many styles. We're going to a biryani joint that's been on the Michelin Gourmand list for 3 consecutive years. Let's find out how they do it.
You've been on the Michelin Gourmand for 3 years in a row. Why do you think that's happened?
We have no input in that, in the sense that we don't even know who comes and judges us for our food. But this is our own quest to be better today than yesterday and better tomorrow than today.
It all began with you wanting to preserve your childhood memories of food, right?
Absolutely, and scaling up my mother's cooking to a level where more people can enjoy the same food.
Arif moved to Singapore from Pakistan a few decades ago, but he was not able to find the biryani of his childhood. So he decided to make his own. Arif's passion is a biryani that has no gravy or curry. Instead, it's eaten with raita, a yogurt sauce. This taste comes from his Pakistani roots.
So this has become very much a Singaporean biryani. It is biryani made in Singapore, thought of in Singapore, produced in Singapore, with the mindset that Singapore brings to producing anything. This is my moment of pride.
Second generation Zara was groomed to join the 13-year-old business to help expand Bismillah Biryani restaurant. She's a modern, fierce millennial who's got a million ideas up her sleeve.
People come in, they expect like a Indian face or a Pakistani woman to be, or someone who looks like they have eaten this food since they were born. I don't blame them because I do look a bit different, but the food should speak for itself, I think, yeah.
But do you feel the same ownership of the food?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been eating this since I was young, and it's been like almost 20 years. Even when I was in secondary school, I was already helping to sell the biryani. After exams, I would go and help serve the biryani and stuff. So it's in my blood, yeah.
You're making dum biryani.
I'm bringing back the dum biryani.
Bringing back the dum biryani.
But in a digital age. Dum means when you open your biryani, when it's hot, after being rested for a while, and when you take your meat apart, you'll see like a smoke coming out. That's dum. That means cooked from inside out.
So the meat still almost has life.
Life.
It's steaming with life.
Steaming with life,
All right, give that mutton a little squeeze.
Okay, so the next thing we're doing is we're gonna fry the onion.
At the base of the biryani is fried onion. It's used during, before, and on top of each biryani being served.
Oh.
It gives the caramelized onion gives the flavor. Give it a few more minutes, and you will see how it will start to caramelize and look nice. Good. Turn it over.
Look at how golden they are. Unreal. Get it? Like onions. These are the best onions I've tasted.
These are some of the spices. This has bay leaf, there's other things inside. The machine is programmed. We want 1.5 kg of rice, and we want it to give me, on top of the rice, 1910 millimeter water.
Arif loves machines.
Yeah, machine.
I've noticed.
Yeah, I can't live without machines.
Okay, so what we've done is we've got the ghee and we've got the coloring, and that's what gives the biryani that nice orange color. It's actually coloring. The mint leaves are going on top along with the onions, and that's it, done. There we go. Oh, the biryani's here. Okay, now I finally understand what you've been saying, because this isn't the biryani that I grew up eating or that I thought biryani was. It's completely different. You were trying to recreate a taste that wasn't in existence, because, yeah, I've never tasted anything like this before. So I think we can be a bit romantic about how we think we should preserve the food of our memories. But what I saw today is that technology can help us make it even better. I'm gonna go back to my food.
I feel so grateful to be here today, helping to keep the Eurasian pie alive with Mary.
The hippo is in the pool! People ask me, hey Deborah, where can I find the best Eurasian food in Singapore? Nah, not in restaurants. Then where? In people's homes. Lovingly cooked with recipes handed down from generation to generation. But there are exceptions. One of them is Mary Gomez. Come with me and you will see.
Today, I'm going to demonstrate to you how to make the Eurasian pie. It's a speciality. It's only eaten on special occasions like Christmas, Easter, weddings, and anniversaries.
So who taught you how to cook this recipe?
It's my mum who used to make this, and we used to have that for our supper when we come back from the midnight mass. So this was a luxury. I've spoken to quite a number of Eurasians, and quite a number of them don't know that this is eaten during Christmas, with the exception of a few.
Eurasian pie is filled with generous amounts of chicken, meatballs, smoked spare ribs, pork sausages, potatoes, and carrots. These are made into a stew, covered with pastry dough, and put into an oven to be baked into golden brown perfection. I feel so grateful to be here today, helping to keep the Eurasian pie alive with Mary. I feel like I'm a part of a movement. Let's start with the dough.
It's a tradition that we must carry on so that the youngsters of today, they will continue whatever is our heritage and do it. Because that's where it brings the family together.
We need to pass it on.
Yes, of course.
I better get those recipes from my grandmother.
You better learn now. So now we'll fry the meatball.
I love the smells in here. It really smells like my grandmother's kitchen when she was cooking, you know. Is there a Singapore twist to the recipes that you are making?
Well, there are some people who like to fusion here and there. For me, I always feel that the things should be done traditionally so that you give the youngsters of today the taste that is original. Now we're going to fry the chicken.
It takes about an hour and a half to prepare the pie. from making the stew to rolling out the pastry that tops it. Now we're going to put the pastry on top?
Yes.
This is the final touch. The final bit of artistry.
Bye-bye, baby. See you later. It's pie time.
So now you must try this pie.
It tastes like home to me, actually. It has all of these flavors that I know from my childhood, you know? Do you think that Eurasian cuisine is becoming a thing of the past?
Not really. Now more and more people are getting to know about our food. There are other races who kind of like it. So of course we must make sure that the food is cooked traditionally and sustained that way. That's why each and every one of us feel very proud of our own heritage, and we want to preserve, to make sure that the food, you know, is enjoyed by the majority of people.
Something that I really understood today is that these flavors, they come from our bloodlines and they run through our veins. And if we don't keep them alive, they're going to be gone. So we can't let that happen. Have you heard of kueh or Badak Berendam? No, they're not the newest dance craze. They're traditional Malay kueh that can hardly be found in Singapore anymore. But I'm gonna meet a lady who can make them. Food is life.
Yeah.
Do you think that for all Singaporeans, food is a big part of the culture, or how do you think other Singaporeans feel about it?
I think Singaporeans, their lives revolve around food as well. We live in a country that's so diverse, so many different kinds of foods. Food is life. I live to eat.
After mastering the culinary skills from her mother, Madam Mahiran started Haja Maimuna at Beach Road. The small eatery has since grown into a local institution, beloved for its kampong cuisine, like siput sedut, which is braised sea snails in coconut milk.
And now we're moving into the next phase, where slowly Haja Maimuna gets passed on to your children.
I always support them when there are school holidays and just play around at the restaurant and get very familiar and used to it. Yeah, as
Yeah,
long.
she considers wiping the table, cashiering, and serving customers, playing.
Playing masak-masak.
I get a lesson from Madam Mahiran on how to make one of her best sellers, a traditional kueh called Badak Berendam. We start with the filling first, gula melaka and grated coconut goodness.
Badak means hippo, and berendam you just the hippo actually simmer in water or something like that. Actually, the name is Putri Mandi. It's not Badak Berendam.
Putri.
Putri Mandi, princess,
Yes.
swimming. But in Singapore, they turn the princess into hippo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best named dessert I have heard in a while.
The coconut milk, we mold together with the glutinous rice, then we mix it.
And just make it into a nice ball.
Yes.
I would really like to eat it, but I can't. I'll wait until it's finished. Who taught you how to make the kueh?
This is traditional kueh. Everybody, like our ancestors, our grandma or our mother knows to do this. So we just perfect it using more efficient way to do it.
How many of these will you make in a day of the Badak Berendam?
Around 200.
200.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so spongy.
Yeah, you just cover like this.
Haja Maimuna sources ingredients from different parts of the region to ensure the authenticity of its kueh. Gula Melaka from Riau Islands in Indonesia and coconuts from Malaysia.
Magnificent. Time to put these in the boiler.
You just need slowly to boil.
5 minutes and then it's finished.
That's it.
Yay!
Yes.
The hippo is in the pool.
From cooking the grated coconut with Gula Melaka, to making the glutinous rice balls, and also prepping the coconut milk. This time and labor-intensive kueh calls for a lot of TLC.
I don't want this thing to just vanish just like that. Yeah, it must be continued to the new generation because our food is very unique and we are very, very proud of our traditional kueh and food.
Okay, here it comes. Hippo in my mouth.
This one gives you the giggles.
Just the name is enough to make me laugh.
Yeah.
So chewy.
It is,
Yeah.
it is. It's a bit like mochi.
It's so interesting how so many of our Asian flavors and our textures are shared, but so different at the same time. Angmo chicken rice. The most concise chicken rice I've ever had. Straight to the point. Sometimes Singapore cuisine can get a little bit experimental, like chili crab ice cream and chendol xiaolong bao. I'm about to meet a 1 Michelin star chef who's pushing Singapore food to a different level. Okay, so this is Labyrinth.
Yes, welcome to the kitchen of Labyrinth. Yes.
What kind of cuisine do you make here?
Labyrinth is what I term new Singapore cuisine. In short, for a new expression of Singapore cuisine. It's traditional, but yet when you eat it and when you see the final shape of the dish, it's not traditional. So my grandma passed on 2 years ago. She's a great cook. Grandma's cooking is always the best. So likewise for me, Grandma is the best chef in my life as well. Every week she cook this same dish over and over again without fail. She call it Angmo chicken rice. Today we are making a chicken rice dumpling.
Let's do it.
We'll start making the skin. So
Okay.
the skin here, what we have over here, you can see as well, is a mixture of flour. These are actually rice flour that we actually grind ourselves in the kitchen. So we actually have rice that we dehydrated. So sorry, we cooked it first, then we dehydrated it, and then we grind it in a stone grinder the way they used to do it.
Dough massage.
Yes.
Everything is sourced locally, and if not just around the region, just like not very far.
Correct, yeah.
What difference does that make to the food?
We use 90% of produce from the local farms. Most people don't even know that Singapore even has farms. Singapore cuisine means that the flavors have to come from the terroir around Singapore. So you have to put some chicken rice, some chicken filling into dumpling as well. Not too much. Not too
Like
Yep,
that?
that's good. Yep, that's perfect.
Like here?
Yes, correct. Yes, bro.
Like origami.
Yes, it's very nice.
Dumpling destruction.
Yeah, it's very nice. If you look at this angle. So we're gonna steam dumplings next.
Steaming time. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for Labyrinth, actually, to have this Michelin star?
It's good. And the other day, it's good that we are finally getting the recognition for all the hard work we put in on the global basis as well, to know that, at the end of the day, that our food stands up shoulder to shoulder with the food from around the world in other countries. You can see the two dishes here.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to try. So this is dumpling that you made with your gentle fingers just now as well. So you get a bit of the ricey flavors coming out from the skin, and then you get, it's chicken rice.
It's chicken rice.
We have not done anything to destroy the tradition or the flavors of a chicken rice in the other day. It is chicken rice. It's chicken rice in a bite.
It tastes exactly like chicken rice.
Precisely.
I'm so amazed.
And that's why the importance of tradition. Because if you do not master the tradition, you can never create a modern form of it that respects the roots.
If you could leave us with one thing that your grandmother taught you, the most important thing, what would that be?
Cook with love, It's always about cooking with love in your heart. So it's an emotional connection, it's an adventure, it's an experience. And most importantly, it's about the food.
Preservation doesn't always need to be a kind of mummification. It can also be recreation and reimagining. Food is at the heart of all cultures and families. Food connects people. Singapore is a nation of foodies. Rain or shine, we love to eat. But we must also preserve our flavors for future generations so they don't get lost. Lucky thing, Arif, Mastura, Mary, and LG love to work so hard. Home is where the heart is, and it's also in our taste buds.
My comfort food is sushi, so I will go to the sushi bar at Dhaka.
There's a stall in Queen Street. They really serve awesome chendol.
It's this shop called Kampong Chicken Eating House in Outram. The chicken, I think, is amazing.
Two places I would recommend to eat would be the chicken rice at TFF. They have great chicken, succulent chicken there. And for prata, I recommend Mahamudia Coffee Shop at Simpang Bedok.